This technology implementation plan aims to integrate technology in math and literacy centers to support a personalized learning experience in the kindergarten classrooms at Neabsco Elementary School. The mission of this plan is the Neabsco Elementary Kindergarten team will engage students in math and literacy centers through technology and various programs to facilitate personalized learning that meets the unique needs of every learner using different learning modalities through the Universal Design for Learning and the International Society for Technology in Education standards. The vision of this plan is for students in kindergarten to begin to take ownership of their own learning and pursue learning opportunities that engage them in their interests and meeting their academic needs while fostering their beliefs in Jesus Christ and applying their gained knowledge to how they will continue to love and serve the Lord. The goals of this plan is to introduce one math and one literacy center or program application per quarter. The second goal is for programs and applications to be used to differentiate and personalize learning to meet the needs of every learner. The third goal is programs and applications will be used to foster collaboration between students to learn from one another. The fourth goal is to communicate with families to promote further instruction and exploration of ideas to support learning at home. And the last goal is to promote responsibility, intrinsic learning, motivation, and self-regulation for learning in all students. A needs assessment analysis was completed to help identify all areas to be considered when developing the technology implementation plan. The strengths that were looked at was there was a 2-to-1 ratio for students to devices in the classroom at Neabsco Elementary School. Students currently have access to Starfall, Dreambox, and Flipgrid, and some other websites that are free. Other strengths for the kindergarten classrooms at Neabsco is they have access to an instructional technology coach who helps to co-teach with teachers to guide them in using technology in their lessons. Many opportunities were analyzed in this analysis. The first opportunity is students will have a personalized learning environment where they will get to work at a pace that works best for them, drive their own learning, and explore interests. The second opportunity is students will have access to the Universal Design for Learning. They will get to choose the modality they learn best in, whether that's auditory, kinesthetic, or visual. Students will also be able to develop their technology skills through the use of tablets, computers, smartboards, and laptops, using multiple applications and programs as well. Teachers will get data from these applications that will allow them to drive their instruction in small group when they work with these students. It also provides students, teachers, parents, and stakeholders the opportunity to collaborate with one another for student achievement. Some of the threats analyzed in this analysis is there is a strict budget. Many schools do not have the money to buy all of the applications and programs they would need to use technology in the classroom. Another threat is the lack of knowledge and confidence from some teachers with technology. We are in an in-between period where some teachers are very comfortable with technology and some teachers are hesitant because they do not use technology a lot and they are not comfortable. So there are two different kinds of teachers and their levels of knowledge and confidence vary. Another threat is appropriate supervision of children on using devices. Students need to be on task and using them appropriately. There is not always sufficient supervision, and this can be a threat. The next part of the plan that we're going to look at is the planning process. The first part I want to take a look at is the environment. It is very important in the kindergarten classroom that there is a blended learning environment. Students need time to work on programs and applications to learn new skills and content and explore their interests, but it is also important that they have face-to-face instruction with their teacher, whether that's individually, small group, or whole group. This is important because teachers need to know if their students are understanding the content and skills they are learning on these programs and applications, and they need time to remediate students who may not be understanding. It is also important in kindergarten to model. Students in kindergarten need to know how to handle the devices, how to access the applications and programs, and how those applications and programs work. So it is very important that teachers model before allowing students to go off on their own. The second part is engagement. Students in kindergarten need clear and concise expectations because without this, they get off task very easily. It is very important for students to have structure so they know what is expected of them and where they need to go in their assignment. Applications and programs need to be user-friendly and appealing programs, because in kindergarten, students need something to be fun and engaging in order to stay on task. It is also important that in research states that programs and applications give instantaneous feedback. Students, especially in the kindergarten age, want to know very quickly if they were right or wrong and why. So it is very important to them that they get this feedback quickly. The next part I'm going to look at is application tools. It is very important to have these three items in the classroom in order for technology to work. A high-speed internet to make sure students are able to stay connected and programs and applications run efficiently. It is also important to have tablets and computers so students have devices to work on. And it is also important to have programs and applications so students can work in them and learn and grow. The next part we're going to look at is implementation. Internet devices and programs are the three essential needs in order to implement this technology plan. The next thing we're going to look at is the budget. Programs and applications that need to be purchased for this implementation plan to be successful is Dreambox, Imagine Learning, and Reading Eggs. Some of the free programs and applications that can be used in this plan are ABC Mouse, Starfall, ABC Yeah, Epic, and Flipgrid. The total cost of this plan is $22,743. The next part of the plan we're going to take a look at is the professional development plan. I plan to have 8 sessions throughout the academic year. There will be 2 sessions per quarter, one session focusing on a math program or application, and one focusing on a literacy program or application. Each session will last approximately 1 hour. In the first 20 minutes of the session, teachers will be able to reflect from the previous session. They will talk with their colleagues and talk about what went well, what could have gone better. The second 20 minutes will be the mini lesson from the instructional technology coach on the new program or application. They will give a tour and show the uses and benefits of the new program or application. The third 20 minutes will allow teacher exploration of the new application and program, and the instructional technology coach will be able to answer any new questions about the program. All kindergarten teachers and assistants must attend all 8 sessions, considering they will be working with the students on a daily basis. The instructional technology coach will be available to help teachers as needed when questions arise throughout the quarter. The first lesson plan that was included in the implementation plan was a Flipgrid lesson. The students were asked to create a video after watching the instructor's video and produce 2 words that belong to the IP word family. Students will have learned about word families prior to this lesson, and this will be a follow-up lesson. Because there is a lot of classroom diversity in the kindergarten classrooms at Neabsco Elementary School, different accommodations will be made for certain students. In this particular lesson, for English language learners students, they will be provided visuals to aid them in creating their IP words. For all students, they will be given 2 days to answer the Flipgrid question, considering attendance is an issue at this school. We want to allow enough time for all students to complete the activity. The second lesson plan included in the implementation plan is a lesson plan using the application Epic. Epic is an application that has hundreds of books for students to listen to as they are read aloud, or they can read on their own. Students will listen to a story and retell the story through writing or illustrations in their listening journal. Prior to this activity, students will have learned how to retell a story to tell the setting, characters, beginning, middle, and end of a story. Because there is classroom diversity, different accommodations were made in this lesson plan as well. Students will have access to hundreds of books that address all cultures, since Neabsco is a very culturally diverse school. Students with special needs will be given a specific book to retell, and students will be given 2 days to complete the activity, since again, attendance can sometimes be an issue in this environment. Last, I want to talk about the effectiveness and usefulness of this technology implementation plan and the benefits it will have for the kindergarten students at Neabsco Elementary School. This plan aligns with the Virginia Department of Education, the ISTE standards, and the Universal Design for Learning. This plan strives to create a personalized learning experience for all students to meet the needs of diverse learners. This plan teaches responsibility, intrinsic motivation, and self-regulation for all students as they complete coursework. This plan meets the diverse needs, supports cultural differences, and exposure to technology for all students. This plan also provides students with choice and empowerment to drive their learning. The references used to support this technology implementation plan are provided on the last two slides. Thank you so much for listening about my technology implementation plan for the kindergarten students at Neabsco Elementary School.